Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
But when indeed, isn't it? When indeed is it not vital to the future of you, of me, of us all? When isn't it? Very rarely, because I just feel that when I speak, the world trembles, or at least it should do. In the world, if everything was right in the world. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. How are you? So allow me to take a sip of my coffee. It is a vanilla cream pie flavored coffee, but to me it tastes like coffee. I hope everyone is well. I do apologize for my tardiness. I was on time. I was here on time, but I was true story. I was pulling my underwear out of my butt crack, which ended up, funnily enough, taking quite a bit longer than I expected. But that's just what happens when you get a bit older. That's just what you got to expect. I think as Louis C.K. described, and I do agree with him, that your rectum just takes the takes on the persona of a bag of raked leaves, or autumn leaves that hasn't been tied too tightly. Like nothing's going on, but you could just need to go wipe every now and again. For no, nothing happened. But that's just what it's like getting older. It's just one thing you have to live with, I'm afraid. If you've led as terrible a life as I have in the first half of it. We have a guest tonight. We may have two. I don't know. I've never spoken to him before. We have two guests. Okay, we have two guests tonight. I'll be bringing on in about 10 minutes. We're going to be talking about Blackpool, the Doctor Who exhibition in Blackpool. They have done. It's absolutely gorgeous book. It's like a coffee table book. I just love it. I absolutely love it. It's like I would say it's better. You can see in the background over there, right? Yeah. These books over here, it's like the Doctor Who archive and the Thunderbird archive. They're called, or deposit. What do they call these things? Vault, right? Yeah. Which are there's just these loving volumes about Doctor Who, about Thunderbirds, whatever. And this is in that same frame. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's free. Download it for free. I do hope they make a print edition of it. They can do print on demand. I would so buy this. I love this. I absolutely love it. So we're going to be talking today. I'm going to give it like another 10 minutes or so. Say hello to people. 5-10 minutes. Say hello. Let people come in. I just had an epiphany though about British television in general. This is my epiphany. That the BBC inclusivity and diversity agenda has produced the absolute least diverse TV ever made. And here's what I'm thinking. Because it's not made for people of non-white male BAME people. It's not made for them, right? It's not made for black people, right? Again, if you think of like entertainment, for that community, by that community, I'm thinking, remember that show Desmond's, right? Desmond's from the late 80s, early 90s? Desmond's, the barbershop. It was freaking awesome. I love Desmond's. Desmond's was a great show. It's about, the Afro-Caribbean community in West London, I guess. I don't know. But I just freaking loved it. And you know why it was fun? You know what was good? Firstly, they were able to be the butt of their own jokes, right? And that's verboten nowadays. You can't have anything bad happen to them. So you can't do that. And secondly, they're able to fail. They're able to have human failing, which makes them adorable, which makes them lovable. Jackie Tyler was a very flawed human being, and we freaking loved her for it. So we got that. So they don't make it for minorities. It's not made for gay people. It's not made for. You know who it's made for? It's made for one teeny tiny group. It's made for the granola eating, upper class, Twitterati, hooray Henry. Them. Basically, Piers Wenger. It's made for Piers bloody Wenger. That's it. And his teeny tiny group, which Chris Gemmell fits in. That's why they all speak their same vile language of virtue signaling. Go, oh, you're so stunning and brilliant. And they don't understand why, the British public is just, what organization does the British public dislike more? ISIS or the BBC? I don't know nowadays. Like right now, BBC aren't doing that good. So yeah, that's just my feelings on the matter. Please let me know what they. Let me say hello to people. I have no idea where I guess my opinions are my own. Obviously, I have no idea where my guests' personal opinions lie. They may be completely the other end of the spectrum, which will be my guest on Thursday. Eva is coming on, and I am looking forward to that. That is going to be fireworks, right? Because she is smart and she doesn't take any shit. And boy, can she put people down, right? And she tells me people just hate her. I like her. Yeah, sure. She can fight. I'm really okay. Let me pull up the tweet that drew my attention. Where is it? Oh man, how am I gonna find this? Go do this. Let's go way back. Oh man, I hate Twitter. Maybe if I knew how to use it, I wouldn't hate it as much as I do. But I really hate Twitter. Is this it? Oh man. Oh yeah, okay, back. Okay, we're on. Okay, we're okay, fine. We're nearly there. We're setting up a meet right now. When I answered her, when she gave this like searing attack, I respected it, right? Because it was so good. Yeah, I'm getting close. She's still being mad at me. Okay, you can tell when she stopped being mad. You know when she stopped being mad? I think when she since I totally respected her, because I totally do. She's yeah. Listen, I respect any. Oh man, that's not it. I respect anybody who can have a good comeback, turn of phrase. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Fine, I'm going to share it. There it is. See, this is, and I want to be clear. I like this person. I respect, and therefore they savaged me. It's really good. Here we go. Fine. So this is coming on Thursday. Eva Samuels, anti-fascist nerd queen, with a little falafel emoji. How'd she get that? Well, she's a coder, though. She's a coder, she's told me. Okay, fine. So this is about my video. It says here, that aged bad. I got in some more of them. Man, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. That aged badly. Kelly Sudaconic on masculinity and politics and comics. It was not good. It was not good for Kelly Sudaconic. It was not good. None of that aged well. Like, yeah, now the industry is like, okay, when you watch it, right, you think, wow, if they do that, they're going to burn down the whole industry. When you're watching it, you think, like, if somebody does that to the industry, they're just going to burn the whole thing down, right? That's what they think. And now, 3 years later, the industry is just gone. Like DC in tatters. Like, you know, like the Ethan Van Sky was in the background laughing, riding a giant cyber frog. He's like, what's that? A guy from Cape Fear, Rob De Niro on Cape Fear, when he's in the cinema going, so, but as an aside, when I was in rabbinical seminary, right, I had a couple of friends said, yeah, let's dress up as total Hasidic people, right, with the big hats and everything, do everything like the big, and smoke cigars and go to the front row of a showing of, what's that Mel Gibson movie about Jesus, The Passion of the Christ, which every Christian loves, and God bless you. I'm glad you love. But wouldn't it be funny if, like, during the crucifixion bit, we're sitting there smoking cigars, go, and I don't think that was funny. That's why we didn't do it. That's the kind of thing that we spoke about. Anyway, so yeah, this is what she says. Oh, this is freaking awesome. So she comments on this. She shares it and comments in, wherein lovely friend, it's going nice, and the extraterritorial rabbi discusses hand jobs. I guess, listen, if it comes out my mouth, it leaves my brain. It sounds like the sort of thing I would say. Yeah, my hands up, I haven't really listened to it. And getting laid. This certainly sounds like me. Getting laid, this certainly sounds like me, right? My hands up. So, right, so far, she's painted a kind of comedic and playful caricature of me, which is quite, I don't mind it, right? It's nice. And now now it's like this, like, but it's all friendly, right? Now she gets the knife, goes straight in under the breastplate, right in the heart. And I guess I just respect it. I do. I just respect it. While profoundly misunderstanding feminism, I really don't think I do. America, I really don't think I do. Comics, I really, really don't think I do. Philosophy, well, listen, I could do. Finances, yeah, okay. Well, in this case, probably not. corporate takeovers. Yeah, okay. This is all guesswork and history. I know a little bit about history. Okay, but history is not bad, right? So anyway, so then it goes on, and it's weird. It's they start bouncing back and forth talking about me. You have this guy, Robo Strange. This was good handle. I said, this is such a cringy, ranty mess of a show. Well, that's kind of what I'm going for. That's basically all I can deliver, right? This is what I got in my basket. This is it. This is as slick as it gets. It doesn't get any better than this. And I actually have guests tonight. 1,500 subs. WTF, I'm really glad. I have 1,500 subs, so like, that just makes it look better. Fine. So now she's actually being complimentary again. He's using Twitter as a sales pipeline and bombing pretty much everyone he can think of. Yeah, that's fair. Surprisingly, nobody's asked him to stop because people just kind of like it, baby. What do I want to tell you? It's just the way it is. It's like I endear as many people as I annoy. I'm sorry. I kind of talked you around already. Like we're doing pretty, like we're kind of friendly right now. But she's gonna savage me. You see, this is why I really like the whole no bullshit thing, right? I really feel that this is like somebody worth going to toe on real ideas about because I think she's smart, right? So far, she's been like really smart. Her perception has been really spot on, right? Oh yeah, so yeah, this is the thing I wanted to get to. I'm about to bring the guests on. This thing I want to get to. So when she's coming on, there'll be a bunch of her followers coming along as well, as the chat could get spicy. I beseech you, I beg of you, I beseech you, please can we just be super nice, super nice, no matter what anybody says. Don't rise to it. Yeah, and honestly, okay, fine. If this is a motivation, it does work for me a lot of the time. Just know that being super nice is the worst thing you can do to them. They hate it. Yeah, they absolutely hate it. So anyway. So there's a person coming on. So nobody else to stop. Yeah, just kind of endearing. He also runs concerts where he gives away free stuff. I do. Thank you for reminding me. Freaking love this woman. She's awesome. The price right now is the Talons of Weng Chiang. Freaking awesome story. 2 disc sets because I got the Blu-ray, which I got to upload. Problem being, you're in the chat. I'm uploading it tonight. I'm sorry, I forgot. If you're still here, I haven't bored you away yet. Talons, all you have to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. And in the video notes, leave the hashtag Mr. Sin, which would be my name if I were a gigolo. But baby, you can't pay for this. Let me tell you. Which in all of itself isn't a terrible idea. After watching 3 of these, I have questions. Okay. I'm really interested to hear them. And she said, okay, hey, come my channel, tell me you want, and ask me whatever you want. So basically, that's what's going down, right? That's what's going down. I got that. Fine. So there you go. Stop screen. Fine. Let me just say quickly hello to everybody in the chat. Problem being, how you doing? Super John, how you doing, my good man? Darren M. Derek Small. Problem being, I thought you were here. Disaster area. Disaster area is here. I don't know how to say this. Adega Outlaw. What's an Adega? That's interesting. Is that a name? Never heard that before. Adega Outlaw. How you doing, mate? Scott W. Eastlyn, how you doing? Ethan Buckheimer, how are you? Oh, I just really jumped. I was doing so well. Come on. Fine. Let me keep going. Wait. Eastlyn. Okay, there you go. Colin P. Smith. The Thin King, how are you? Oh, by the way, yeah. Just so you know, the Dick Brain, the guy who's like obsessing about you on Twitter right now, the nut bloke, right, is the same guy as the red-headed kid, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't want to hope there's 2 of them, right? If there's 2 of them, we're really in trouble because they're both like sanctimonious and like insincere, sociopathic. Yeah, so if that helps you, they're the same person, right? If that helps you out. Love Desmond, of course you do. You have taste. TARDIS time, how you doing, mate? Kelly Lynch, how you doing? Okay, I'm going to try and scroll. Colin Peters asks, maybe instead of making things for minorities, they should make things for everyone. No, you know what I think they should do? I apologize to my guests. This is just how my show goes, mate. I'm sorry. I'm getting to you. You're number one on my list right now. What they should do is to make 25% of the content created by BAME people, right? You know, like, yeah, and then you get the genuine cultural voices. Right, all you're hearing is what Piers Wenger wants to be praised for, right? That's all you're hearing. You're not doing anything to entertain people. It's regardless of who you are, of your identity, unless you share his like worldview. Stephen Sinclair, how you doing? Donna, I said hello to you once, but I'll say hello again. We love your round, so I'm glad that's what you're here. I'm only 4 minutes behind now. I'm getting called up. I think that's everything. I think that's hello to everybody. Fine. How you doing, gentlemen? Let me open up the PDF. That's the next thing to see. If let me say, you play my show twice in your career. Once you're on your way up and once on your way down. So I expect to see you again in 30 years. Let's see what's going on here. How do I open this? Okay, fine. I have to go. Man, I hate the Adobe CS Suite Acrobat Reader. It's a dog, right? It's just a dog. I'm opening this up with Preview, which if you speak Mac, you know exactly what it is. Okay, fine. It's still give me the little spinny wheel. I don't like the little spinny wheel. Come on. Okay, fine. Here we go. Let's minimize that. Now find the file. Here we go. We minimize that. Okay. Any second now. Where the hell is it? Okay. Blackpool, remembered. There you go. Double clicked. Come in. Maybe double clicked. Okay, that was definitely, yeah, okay. I saw it blink. Fine. Gentlemen, I'm bringing you on. Here we come. First, we have John Collier. Oh. Fine. As I was about to click your button, the PDF opened up over my mouse. There you go. John, how you doing?
Sorry.
And Alex.
Yes.
How are you, gentlemen? I'm sorry to make you sit through that. Normally, I don't see the people hearing me rant about the world is much easier, you know. But then when I can see you there going, oh God, really? Yeah, it's
it's all good. We have obviously arrived on another planet. That's what it's about.
Yeah. How you doing? Have you ever seen my streams before?
A little bit. Yes.
Okay, fine, no problem. So, okay, who are you, respectively? And let me open up open this up on the screen as well. Alex, how are you? Oh, am I frozen or are you frozen? I don't know. Sounds like it might be me. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, we go. Let's try this. Is it sharing it? Okay. Fine. Alex, can you hear me? I don't think you can. John, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. Do you want to text him or WhatsApp him or something? You're more in his generation than me. I don't know. Whatever form we have of communication. Can you tell him?
Log off, Alex, and come back in.
What?
I'm telling him to log off and come back in. Maybe that'll work.
But he can't hear us, I think.
Something's happening.
Alex, can you hear us? Wait. Can I put up a sign saying Alex? Here, 1 second. That's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna open up a document. I'm gonna go to a new file. There we go. New. Okay, this is crazy. This is what we're having to do. We're making a makeshift sign to communicate with Alex as the wonders of technology are failing us. Alex, can you hear us? Question. Oh,
it sounds like Davros on a bad day.
I wrote it in Hebrew. Let's try again. Alex, can you here us? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Which I know the answer is no. I don't know why I'm asking that. It's a really dumb question, but okay. Okay. You know, it's this is all I got. Okay, here we go. Let me center it. Doink. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Alex. Oh yeah, much bigger. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. I'll underline Alex. Fine. Now I gotta go here. I go remove. Stop sharing. Share. Oh, he's back. He's gone. Where'd he go?
Has he gone off to come back in? Hang on, I'll check my phone.
See, this was my cunning plan.
Works for me.
Okay, Alex, can you hear us, mate? Alex, look at the screen. Look at the big words on the screen. I don't know what else to do. Was he the writer or the artist? My thinking is artist.
Yeah, he's the artist. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Remember, does he like Star Wars? That's what they did in Star Wars to indicate their mic was out, right? Okay, fine. We're giving up. Do you want to like text him or anything? Like and tell him.
I've sent him a message. Let's see if he comes back.
Alex, can you hear us? No. Okay, fine. 1 second. There's a private chat here. Maybe we'll do that. 1 second. Alex, can you hear us? Okay. Can you see the private chat?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Do you reckon Alex will?
He's doing something.
I think he's trying to communicate. He's blinking at us. He's being held captive by Sontarans.
No, everybody
Yay!
sounds like Davros.
Oh, what's going on? Fine. I'm just going back to sharing the book. Let's let the work speak for him. So John, let me just zoom out so you can see it more. This is just a fantastic achievement. So first, let me ask you: it's like, are there plans to do a print version?
So that's been the big question on everybody's mind. I think if it's been asked once, it's been asked about 100 times on Twitter. The plan originally was only to do this as a digital publication, and there's two reasons for that, really. Number one is everybody contributed their pictures, their memories for nothing, so for no financial gain, just pure generosity. Right. And we're also aware that once the book was released, which it was on Friday, that lots of new stories would come in, and that's exactly what's happened too. So we're planning a revised edition at some point, which will be even bigger.
Because it's so big already. It's what, 400 pages, 410 pages?
410 pages.
Yeah. Actually, in your own words, why don't you describe to the audience?
So this is a celebration of a place that for me, and it turns out lots and lots of other people, that was really, really special. So as a kid, I went to Blackpool with my family every year, sometimes twice, 3 times a year. I was a Doctor Who fan from about the age of 4, coincided really nicely with the...
what about year was that? Because you seem like an even good man than me. You're a good man, or you've looked after yourself much better.
Bless you. 75 is, I think, my first visit. I didn't go down the steps that year, though, because my granddad paid, and then I was terrified of the pterodactyl at the top of the staircase. So they had to come chase after me down Golden Mile. But after that...
It's the only time anybody was ever terrified of that pterodactyl.
It's quite a big when you're small. But yeah, so after that was it. I couldn't get enough of the place, and literally I would spend hours down there. My family would go in the cafe, the Ritz cafe next door, and leave me to be, and I'd wander around for hours, and resurface at some point later in the day. So these are my wonderful memories, the happy days that I experienced, and I've always just wanted to do.
It really shines out. See, that's the overwhelming vibe of the book. Yeah, it's the utter love and affection of that that just golden time in your life, right? That absolutely one. It resonates in every point. Let me stop thumbing through it. If there's any way you can contact Alex to let him know that he's not connected. By the way, I'll say this is because I never made it to Blackpool. I went to Longley, right, and that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised how similar it is to Longley. It's basically identical from what I could tell.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, the layout was very similar. You know, they had.
I love this like fan art. So wait, like whose is this? Stuart.
So that's one of Stuart Glazebrook's original poster designs that he did for himself and for TARDIS fans in mid-70s. And Stuart really was key to a lot of what we did. I mean, he was like a little seed. When I started to look for things on the internet about the exhibition, and I'm going back about 20 years now, the first thing you would find is little photographs and pictures like this that Stuart had painted and drawn. And they were the only tidbits I could find. There was nothing else really. There wasn't a Facebook group at that point. Later on, there was a website that Hyde Fundraisers created, and then
interesting.
Yeah. So, but Stuart was one of the people that I really wanted to get in touch with right at the beginning of the project. And Stuart isn't online, so it was a bit of a Sherlock Holmes mystery to try and track him down. Eventually, I did, and we've been in constant communication, phoning each other up for the last couple of months now. And he sent me all this stuff, all the original artwork. He sent me in the post.
Oh, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. I love it. Because again, you see the love, right? You just see the love in it. It's love.
Yeah.
By the way, the layout of everything is excellent. I'm a graphic designer, so it is really lovely. And I like how you break everything down. Hold on a second. I thought it was back.
There's the 5 sections.
Beautiful, full page print. I just want a print version. But okay, if you can do it with no money down. You just do it print on demand. There's a thing called Create Space.
Yeah.
So if you want to help
into it, I mean, I need to get everybody's.
Sorry, go ahead. Because I
was just saying. So, I mean, if we can get everybody's permission to do that and to explore that avenue, then there will be. I would love it. I've not even got a hard copy myself. That's the sad thing, and I really want to see what it looks like and what it feels like. As you said,
so nice. It's lovely. It's just the layout is just everything is fantastic, and the colors, just everything is lovely. This was a recreation, but
these are Alex illustrations. Yeah, Alex did quite a number of illustrations. One for each. He did the cover. He did each chapter, and then he did little drawings for some of the pages. And his work.
It kind of feels in a way about the Andrew Skilleter Cyberman book. It's really got that. The design is just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And again, this was exactly like Longley. Yeah, I think I got some of my pictures somewhere from Longley. The same thing. Sorry. Yes. If anything you want to say as I flick through it.
So, Longley was apparent. I never went to Longley, but apparently Longley was a little bit smaller than Blackpool. But the layout was pretty much the same. Alex, you'll come up to Alex's floor plans in a minute, and that was a key thing that we wanted to include. And that took a lot of investigation. It took a lot of patience on Alex's side of things.
Has Doctor Who magazine been in contact with you?
We've sent him a couple of messages. We've not had anything back yet. We had a lovely message from Clayton Hickman, who gave us a shout out and sent me a direct message as well. And like yourself,
any graphic designer is going to like. Okay, I'm going to teach you a Jewish word, kavel. Okay, I'm kavelli.
Kavel. I can do this. Yeah. The thing about the full page photographs was, originally we didn't plan to do that, but some of them were just so good.
Look at this! Isn't that lovely? I love that you have the kids in the pictures. It's just because it's those memories. It makes those memories real. Right?
I'll never get sick of seeing photographs of the 70s to the 80s pictures outside that exhibition, inside that exhibition. And Julie Jones, who was the exhibition organizer, she worked for BBC Enterprises. She gave us all these exclusive photographs, and so there were little moments of going through.
I'm looking forward to reading this. I don't want to rank on Doctor Who magazine, but I still have a subscription to it. There has been nothing this interesting for 6 months. I'm just like, oh really? I was like, they did had this 4-page thing about an ad Tom Baker did in 1976, and it was a very boring. I mean, listen, bless her heart, she wrote a heart habit. Emily Cook. I'm not passing aspersions on her writing abilities, but there's only so much you can string out of that. And the whole thing is just been. But I can't believe they haven't got back to you. I mean, they seem to be desperate for content. You know,
there's nothing yet, but we're not going to give up hope, and we'd love to talk to them about it because the reaction online has just been absolutely tremendous.
Listen, if anybody has any, if anybody wants to get in touch from the audience, at DM and was it DWM tweets or whatever it is,
you'll find us on Twitter.
It's free content for them. Oh my God, this is just wonderful.
So we've had 4,000 downloads as of today, and it's only been available since last Friday. So we're really, really pleased with.
You should be. See again, and I just want to point out a really good piece of design. So I'm looking at this, I'm reading this, I'm thinking, oh, I wonder what she's doing now. I wonder what she's like now, right? And that as you get to the end of it, as you get to know the both, oh, there she is, and it's lovely. You kind of like you're her friend she's your friend by that point.
That's very kind. And and we did the section at the end for that precise reason. We wanted to catch up with people now, as where some of the props are now, and that
I love these illustrations.
Really touching.
These illustrations are just so
another.
What's the word I'm looking at? So exemplified, just so illustrate my feelings of going through Longley. Because it's the very no smoking, the shape of the tunnels, all that stuff is you really got to be there to know it. The shape of the banisters, that sort of stuff, right? And it's all that subliminal stuff is your memory, which kicks in as you like.
Alex has caught the atmosphere absolutely 100%, and it's interesting because he only went twice in the same week in 1985, and he was about 8, I think. And so in his head, that's what he remembers from that time, and that's what he's recreated.
Very perceptive. I wish you were here, Alex. I would tell you how perceptive I think you are. I think you really, really nailed it. Wow, it is good. I love how it's brilliant.
Yeah, we were really lucky again. I mean, the floor plan there was something that right at the end.
Yeah, that makes it even. But that's the smartest way of doing it because I love seeing those changes.
Yeah, so that chronological year by year process we wanted to go through, and people have commented that some of the exhibits have evoked even more memories. They've forgotten quite what was in the year that they visited, and they're using this now, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's lovely. Oh, Liz Slater, there you go. Oh man, I'm in the middle of watching our Saturday. Have you got the season 14 Blu-ray?
It's amazing.
It's fantastic. I'm going through. It took me 6 months to get it. I'm going through the Our Sarah Jane documentary right now. It's just lovely. Really lovely.
I mean, that's the other thing.
So good.
We tried to capture those times where not just the fans went, but also
the actors went too. And that's exactly what you're capturing.
So you forget that John and Liz opened it in April 1974, and then Tom visited loads of times and
right. He was always in Doctor Who magazine back then.
He did the illuminations. He took part in parades, Blackpool. Amazing. And then the final two people.
Tom was fantastic at promotion. I met Tom when I was about 4, I reckon. It was the book signing for Doctor Who and the Daleks, or Doctor Who and the Dinosaurs, right? That big book they put out.
Yeah.
And it's still, I remember it as clear as day today. I'm nearly 50. It was 45 bloody years ago. It was I remember he took his hat off, he put it on me, smiled, and then it blew my mind. It was the TV came real. that could be my problem in life now.
There's stories like that again in the book where people have remembered, what Tom was like. And also the effect that some of the people who used to volunteer to dress up there had on them as well. So, you know, often you'd be walking around,
yeah.
you'd bump into Sea Devils and Cybermen. I know Alex was scared by a Cyberman in 1985, and I don't think he's quite got over that.
I tell you, not many people were in 1985.
So,
I was far more transfixed by Perry than I was the Cybermen. Attack of the Cybermen. Although I have to tell you, I did enjoy Attack of the Cybermen. I like the very grittiness of it at this time, when you had the prisoners and they're like smashing the heads off Cybermen and stuff, and it was also suddenly it was like a bank job was going on in the middle of Doctor Who. It was really bizarre.
No, that's one of Richard Lever's pictures there. And Richard, again, was one of the key figures in getting the book done, because he sent over 400 photographs by email, by transfer, you know, and we opened them up, and it was like we were looking at the exhibition there and then. The quality was just stunning.
And I love the colour changes. I tell you. I just appreciate things done well. That's why I'm really looking forward to this girl coming on Thursday. Like, that was a really good put down. I just appreciate people doing things well.
Well, we went for quality. We went for, and then
you got it, mate. Let me tell you. You nailed it. Oh, and you got these things. I know. Oh man.
You know, there's that pterodactyl.
Oh, there you go. I didn't realize that it was the same console for years, because that was the same one as I saw in the 80s.
Yeah, so Tony Oxley built a few Daleks, which were used at the Science Museum in '72, and he built the console, which was where that originated to. And then they moved up to Middlesbrough and then down to Blackpool, and the ones at Longley. So, Charlie Lum and Tony built those things. They weren't TV screen used, but they were incredible, and they lasted.
No, they were lovely. That's what I really liked about it. It was all a little bit wrong. It was just a little bit wrong. Which I listen. It was like when Marvel did the original Star Wars comic in '77. They like serialized Star Wars for the first like 4 or 5 issues, right? And then they had no more material, so they just wrote their own crap. And they had Han Solo with like everything was just, it was nothing like it was just a little much wilder. And so they created this really bizarre alternate universe, which I feel kind of like this is. You know, you go there and all of a sudden what was it? There was that annoyed me. It was the one with Syl and the Talon.
Oh, you're later, McCoy.
Yeah, Pterodactyl. The one from I can't remember the name. The very good Eric Saywood story.
The Pterodactyl.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Too many syllables.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing. You know, you get, as a kid, I didn't notice that some of these things were falling apart. You know, they were made of latex,
right.
And there was a smell to the place. There was definitely a kind of smell. I don't know whether it was damp or rotten rubber, latex. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was also wonderfully, like the health and safety had never been there.
Health and safety, what was that about? You know, frustratingly, a lot of people talk about the fact that you couldn't touch the console. So that was, I guess, one element of them trying to protect some of the items. But there were cases of, there's a story about the original Scaroth mask being kept just over the window of one of the console room displays, and when the guy came to put it on the next day, someone had actually lifted it and run off with it, and it's never been found. Wow. So they were a little bit I don't want to say careless, but in looking after some of those props and costumes, they weren't looked after maybe in the way that they would be now.
Well, last time I was in London was a number of years ago. Must be about 10 years ago. About 8 to 10 years ago, right? And I was with my kids, and I went to Madame Tussauds, and they had a big superhero exhibit on the top floor, right? Mm-hmm. And he had Jessica Alba, who was playing Invisible Girl at the time. She was standing there, and it was like the perfect recreation of her. So I'm like, I with my son said, tell you, I wonder how many people here Copperfield, because it's like, you're never going to get a chance again. So the attendant working there, and I asked him, they asked the woman working there, Like, how often does that happen? You know, because these are the things that interest me. And she said, yeah, quite a lot. But you know what happens a lot more? Her 4 badge that she had on top of her boobs, right? The big black fantastic that gets stolen a couple of times a week. That's the kind of thing.
Yeah, and you know, there was a case early on in some of the exhibitions before Blackpool where the arms of the Daleks were stolen. There's the eye stalk and all sorts of things.
Yeah, because they didn't have worth, right?
No.
They were like, and for anybody, they're like, oh, I'll get a Dalek, I'll work, because it didn't matter. Nobody realized what they were.
You've just gone past the Sea Devil there. You know, in later years, what they did with one of the Sea Devil heads is they split it in 2 and then put it on display in the exit staircase. So you've got one head that had been split, looking at each other, but got destroyed forever, effectively.
What can you do? Yeah. I like this. Must be over in the Blackpool. What's the word?
Illumination. Yeah. So that's one of the black and white photograph there that's been colorized by Clayton. Clayton has done a great job in bringing that to life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wow.
And it's interesting. The link with Doctor Who and Blackpool do have this kind of link.
Yeah, they do.
Went back and he obviously filmed the series. Yeah. Blackpool there. And then he later on he switched on the lights too.
See, Doctor Who and Blackpool has always been I don't know, I wouldn't say sleazy, but have been like, like kind of your Blackpool and Doctor Who, but Doctor Who's like your backstreet Star Wars, from a illegitimate neighbor. So and Blackpool's like your backstreat holiday destination. They're just both of them are just a little bit greasy. You know what I mean? Which is kind of, but look at the joy on their faces here of how much they're enjoying. That obviously
incredible moments, amazing moments.
That's lovely. Tom, and we're into the blue for 1976. Again, I love these the exhibition with the leaflets. Oh, there's a Zygon this year. Oh, right, that makes sense. It was contemporary then. Let me ask you: modern Zygon or traditional Zygon? What do you prefer?
Listen, for me, doing this book in particular, everything ends at 85.
I'd say I like New Who a lot. Well, up until recently, I like it. I like everything I'm doing Capaldi a lot. But I always preferred the traditional Zygon. I was like, how did they make that worse?
I mean, the interesting point about when it closed was the fact that it was about to enter that 18-month hiatus as well. So you've got the exhibition closing, and you'd also got the fact that it wasn't going to be on television for a year and a half.
Right.
And so that, for me, that sort of was the end of my love. Certainly, as passionately I loved the series was back then, And
honestly, it just amazes me. It amazes me, like with Doctor Who being as high-profile a program as it is, with having been pre-sold and making quite a fair bit of money for the BBC. I don't like the current production at all, but they only squeeze out 10 episodes every 18 months. Like what? And how are people going to retain? And they have a complex plot in those. How are people going to even remember it by the time it gets back?
And the photograph there you just skimmed past. I mean, that's the Golden Mile in 1976. And just look at the crowds that turned out.
Right.
That was how.
Was that Doctor Who? Was there other things in the parade? There must have been other things.
There were a few other local displays going through as well, but obviously Bessie was at the front, and they led the whole thing. And it was, I mean, they did quite a few of those. Tom there had been surrounded by the crowds,
Well, Tom, I'm
convinced.
He liked boozing and smoking as well, but he just loved being a hero.
He did. You're coming up to the Seaside special page there. That's when he was interviewed The Blackpool Circus by Tony Blackburn. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, I know this.
And again, yeah. So 77 is an interesting year because that's when Jerry Anderson opened his Space City just around the corner.
I didn't know that. I had no idea. I didn't ever heard of Space City until just now.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of competition for the venue, but it didn't last too long. We moved to Pleasure Beach eventually. Another one of Stewart's there, 1977. Just look at that image.
This wasn't retrospective. This was so contemporary.
That's how it was at the time. Yeah,
but didn't people hate Deadly Assassin at the time? It was a little bit before my time. Like my era of Doctor Who is
just missed the last bit there.
What's that?
Say again.
Didn't fandom hate the Deadly Assassin at the time?
It was one of I think it did sort of polarize people, didn't it?
Right. Oh yeah, you hear it's the exit edge. You say they split it. That's
the top of the entrance staircase. It's funny. We've been seeing pictures on Twitter of people who still go back to that place and take photographs. It's like a sort of pilgrimage, you have to still do it. It's not there anymore.
That looked better in the exhibition.
And there you go. There's you, Mr. Sin.
There you go. Oh, that's it. I like that they updated the special effects on Talons of Weng Chiang, but the shots are so dark, you can't see the bloody new rat. I'm gonna do my own version where I lighten those scenes.
Just that bit, so you see it.
I'm like, I want to see the bloody thing. I love these pictures; they're so cool.
Amazing. Again, these are the ones that for me, I love seeing these. These just capture the influence, I guess. And just the joy of being there. Amazing.
Yeah, I want to zoom forward to the 80s though, because although no, I don't.
I know what you just thought.
Because this is we're on page 115, and we've been here for 45 minutes. Yeah, one second. Let me go check, see what the chat's been doing. Okay, here we go. I've got to go back a bit. Where we go. Fine. Stephen Sinclair says bugger. That was a while ago. I wonder what he'll say bugger about. Danny Dresner, how you doing?
Is Danny on? I've got to say hi to Danny.
There you go. You just did it. If you're still here, you did it. Who is
Danny's
Danny?
been a great supporter, a really good supporter of the project. And Danny's brother actually took the photograph of Liz and John that's on a full page. And he did it because he basically blagged his way into the exhibition. He'd got a sort of free sticker badge from Amateur Photographer magazine, stuck it on himself, went inside and convinced everybody that he was a proper photographer. So that's how he got the photograph.
There you go.
With Alpha Centauri. Amazing.
We have a question for you. Are there any plans for John and Alex to follow us up with a book about Longleat too?
Okay, this is the second most popular question on Twitter. Are we doing a hard copy? I guess the problem for both of us is we never went to Longleat. And so our love for Blackpool and our knowledge of Blackpool is obviously the reason why we wanted to do the project. If we were to contact the right people, if we got I know we would get the right images and stories because we've proved that with this one.
Right.
I'm never going to say no, but at the minute, it's
you know what? Russell T. Davis was saying these situations. Oh, just imagine, right?
Yeah. Imagine.
Yeah, that was a bit. Yvette Duvall, how are you? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending where you are in the world. Just running through it. Was it? If I miss anybody, who actually I do apologize. John should get everyone to sign a waiver and get them to print them. Oh, there you go. That's your legal advice. Just
imagine.
And probably again, Dealer Man should be bloody covering this. Honestly, this is probably one of the most important fan publications I think that's come out in years. I mean, I maybe Vorp, I think was a very
amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I mean, that was another thing we looked at and said, if we can do something that's anywhere near as good as the Vault, then job's done.
No, that's right. Oh, no, not the Vaults. I was Warp. The
Warp, yeah, of course, Warp. And that, again, we're very respectful to the guys on Warp, and they sent us a nice message on Twitter yesterday. So shout out to Warp.
Right. Actually, they got some comic books coming out. They got a Lytton one, which I'm not so into, but they got an Omega one, which is being drawn by John Ridgway. So I'm like, oh, that's something to do. And then I think they got another one as well by who's it? I can't remember who the character is. Let me think.
They do some fab stuff. They do some fab stuff.
Yeah, so I'm just going through the chat. Kim Ellis, how you doing? Yeah, I was going through the chat and I forgot to say, hello to people. So Daniel, how you doing? Amy, it's good evening, good afternoon. Charlotte, how are you? You're a good morning, I think. I don't know, actually. You're in America or you think? I thought maybe. I don't know. Hello, Charlotte. We'll go for hello. Daniel was here. Kim Ellis, I said hello to. Darren M, I said hello to. Hopefully, I haven't missed anybody trying to talk to me. If I have, I apologize. The Zygon ship was the one of the greatest achievement in Classic Go. I do actually agree with you. I did like the Zygon ship. Although I say I like the Scaros ship. I think more. You know, it was a little bit more different design. And I like that little the weird octagonal what's the word window that they made. Okay, I think that's over. I think we said hello to everybody. If I missed you, okay. From now on, I'm at 9:22. If you need to talk to me, just at me in the chat, and I will come back to you. But I'm busy turning the pages on this. You see, I can only do one thing at a time. I love this ad though with Bertie Bassett.
So there was an attraction at Pleasure Beach in 1978, which was basically a planetarium. They called it Journey into Space. And Tom Baker did the voiceover for the experience. So I remember going, and again, we've been able to get very little on that. Really, I remember a whole corridor of Tom Baker posters, Tom Baker's face, promising you this, journey into space. So if anybody's got anything out there that can be added to the revised edition of the book, we would really love anything like that. And we're still getting treasures now. We've already got
arms, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Who's with Tom Baker there?
So that was the lady who won the Queen of the Illuminations, I think. What are you on there? 1979, I think, aren't you? With the first time that they did Doctor Who as a tableau. So he presented her with her sash in the day and then opened the illuminations in the evening. Typical Tom finding, pretty assistant. You're frozen. Are you still there? Is it just me? Hello? Let's just keep talking. I think it is just me. Hi, folks. Welcome to the channel. We're talking about Blackpool. Get your questions in. And if you haven't downloaded the book already, you need to go on, search for Blackpool Remembered 7485 WordPress. You'll find the link, click on it, download the PDF, and enjoy the 410 pages that we've done for you. Follow us on Twitter. Very similar account name, Blackpool Remembered 7485. Are we still going?
And I'm back. Okay, how do I get that guy back again? That's my question. Okay, I'll go to Terry. Sorry, my internet went out for a second. 1 sec. So I click on invite. I do that again. If I go to messages. Oh, he's back. I hear somebody coming back. There you go. Whoa! How you doing? Terry, sorry, my internet went down.
It was you, not me. I carried on. I don't know. I wasn't very entertaining, but I kept on.
Well, listen, you don't need to be that entertaining. You wrote this great book. Oh yeah, this is what got us bumped up. Who is that? Who is that gorgeous woman? Great,
this was the lady who won Queen of the Illuminations in 1979. So Tom came along to open the Doctor Who tableau, and in the day he went to Rigby Road coach station or tram station and did the presentation ceremony, and then they opened the Illuminations or the tableau that night.
His expression is, I don't deserve this. We should just zoom in.
If he didn't have a pretty lady by his side, would it? There he is.
There you go. I love it, Tom. I love these. These background illustrations.
They are the original design for the tableau. It's interesting because the Daleks that were made, the molds that were made, the designer used the Palatoy talking Dalek. There you go.
Yeah.
As the design, you can see that apart from
the base on the head,
it's exactly the same.
So funny.
But this thing was huge, This thing was absolutely massive. The Cybermen were like 12 feet tall. What? The interior of the TARDIS, the doors opened and revealed the console, and Tom and Kane.
What was this then?
It was just part of the Blackpool Illuminations, and it lasted for about 4 years, I think. They updated it later. Yeah,
I never even heard of this.
Absolutely incredible, honestly. There's a story later on in the book, 83, I think, when we went in the day to have a little bit of a snoop around and take some photographs of what it looked like.
Okay, no, fine. Let me just stop and take a quick look at the chat, see if anyone's around. Madeleine's here. How are you? Chris Persia, Canada's favourite wrench. I think you're from Canada, right? I think. There we go. Fine. So I remember they had a big revamp in the early 80s, in there, like 84.
Earlier than that, actually. Yeah. So they refitted all the carpet. They brought in more sort of neon lighting.
I love this.
That's just beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
They did things like put in new backing for some of the sets. There was a kind of, what do they call it? A time tunnel effect on the entrance staircase that they created. So 79, 80 was the time when a lot of renovation was done on the exhibition.
I just love that.
That's Paul Jackson there.
Oh, really?
Paul Jackson is the guy who with Ian Hull. Ian still does Tom Baker look like you can book him for a party, even now.
Really?
He's got his own website. Shout out to him. Now, this was really interesting. So Bob Richardson was one of the exhibition team, the BBC team, and he worked alongside Julie Jones for about 4 years. And Bob's memories are just amazing. He talks about what it was like to be on set and identify some of the props that they would want to take to Blackpool and Longleat the following year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Just amazing. The tiny little office in West London where they all worked together. So Bob was a great person to interview. I really, really enjoyed that.
Wow, there's so much good stuff in this. It's a famous picture, but I love it.
Amazing, isn't it? And these photographs are from the Doctor Who Appreciation Society. Often did annual trips to Blackpool, where they'd go to the exhibition in the day and then they'd all have a nice drink at night back in the hotel. And again, this is just stories from Kevin John Davis has written the stories about some of those events and the people who were there. And they were, for me, they were the people who I looked up to. I'm a little bit younger than these guys, so it was people like David Howe. And,
absolutely.
And Steve Camden.
I think we're about in the same generation of fandom, I think. Well, you really have taken care of yourself. Look at you. You're about 3 years younger than me. But there you were in 1981.
Now,
So
81
you
for
know
me
what?
was-
I want to make a print version of this and just give it to Tom Baker, and here is like, ha ha, and he chuckles.
we should get him to do an audio book.
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful?
81 for me was quite a special year. So this is the first time I started to take photographs myself of some of the exhibits. So until that point, I'd gone many times, but I didn't have anything really to remember the place by. So 81 is when I started to collate a photo album. So that's Peter Irving, who is now an actor, and he used to reenact Logopolis scenes in the console room with John Field, Dr. John Field, called Dr. Field because he was always dressed up as the Doctor. Amazing. More of Richard Lever's pictures here. Just the colours and the quality of these images is just amazing.
I know, it really is. My mouse got stuck. You got the Earthshock Cyberman there. Yeah, I realized I must have the year I'm thinking of must have been quite late. It's after Trial of a Time Lord because it had the had Kiv in it.
There's that Illuminations article from 83. That's what it looked like in the day.
That's a really good. I mean, like it's a real good attention to detail, that thing as well. I mean, clearly they knew what they were doing.
So you're up. So this is like 1983 was interesting because you obviously got the 20th anniversary of the program, and everything sort of shifted to Longleat. You know, you had the big celebration at Longleat, so lots of the props and things were moved down, and Blackpool kind of missed out a little bit because everything was going on in Wiltshire, and so. Again,
it's weird that because I know I guess it's I can't think of any advantage Longleat would have over Blackpool.
I guess just the size of the grounds because they did have different marquees set up, didn't they? For
right. They mentioned they wouldn't have room to do. Well, they wouldn't. They didn't have room to do it at Longleat, as it turned out. But
inside.
Yeah, you're getting into more my era now.
So yeah, this is Stuart Palmer's little piece he did. We've got a couple of articles from Stuart. That's David's piece. Oh, this is a lovely piece of artwork here. This is really nice. It could be an exhibition poster, to be fair.
Right, it's absolutely gorgeous. Love it. I really love it. Yeah, that's about exactly where I started buying Doctor Who magazine. Like, really, exactly with that issue.
And that's John Mark Franklin. That's him dressed up in his little Fifth Doctor cosplay. He was a really small one.
I remember this was awesome. Summer special.
That's me at Martin Mere Caravan site when suddenly the team from the exhibition turned up in Bessie. And I couldn't believe it, so I quickly put on my Fifth Doctor coat and ran over.
That's the good thing about the Fifth Doctor. Here's a pretty easy thing to cosplay. You just need the coat and the hat, and and the sweater, I guess, and you're good to go. The radio, that thing never worked.
The TARDIS tuner, yeah, I've still got mine, but it doesn't work.
It never worked. These were, I was like, I don't think they were supposed to work. Oh, it's a celebration. I remember that, but I still think I still have that actually.
Again, Peter did a lovely piece about Longleat and Blackpool in that, and those little snippets. Whenever I could read something in Doctor Who magazine or I saw it in books like that, it was great because it was like, yes, people recognise that Blackpool does exist, and it's it is real. It's not just something I go to every year.
It's a very shared experience. It's like reading the Target novels, and everybody kind of had the same experience. They did, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, that was an unfortunate monster. When they release, it'll be season 19, season 21. If they want a CGI monster over that, I won't mind. Yeah. I think that's the only CGI I could need them. That's it.
They need to do something. We're kind of coming to the end now. We're coming into the last years now. 85 are approaching.
Right. Again, you're getting This is my era.
Two friends of mine there, Steve Powner and Nick, and there's Jenny from Twitter. Jenny's actually at the 1984 National Garden Festival in Liverpool there, where, again, they had a Doctor Who display that year, so we got that in. And Paul Pigford, you know what, you always see these competitions advertised, design a monster competition, win a trip to set in London. Paul actually won. So Paul's winning design got him to go and visit the set.
Look at this piece of
which
art.
Was amazing. And there he is with Colin a few years later at the second Blackpool exhibition. Look at Paul's beautiful, absolutely beautiful artwork.
I'd love a like an art book of all these like semi-pro sort of like the things that never really got distributed that well.
They're just lovely, aren't they?
Stuff.
This is the last year now. And again, it was
terrific.
interesting.
I can't argue with you there.
Because nobody knew that the place was shutting. The people who worked there didn't know. And so the natural end to the season was always October 1985. They got to that point, it closed. And then in the winter time, somebody was walking past and saw the doors open, thought it was being refitted for a new season, but it was actually being emptied.
Yeah, so sad. But the book doesn't end there. There's a lot more to it.
That's just that's section 2.
Yeah, I know.
So you've got the year-by-year accounts, and then what we've done after that is we've tried to talk a little bit about the Daleks, because they were key, and for many people they were an attraction in themselves. So you've got a section called the Daleks.
Although you got oh man, I got called the stuff I like.
Beautiful, absolutely. Oh,
I really destroyed that, by the way.
That's amazing, isn't it?
No, not destroy it. That was on display at a Doctor Who convention, a Panopticon in London, and I nipped up to the stage, having a picture taken in front of it, and I touched it, and I didn't realize it was made of like, and it started like wobble. I was like, well, oh my god, and thank God it stayed.
So this was the event when Colin, Nicola, and John Nathan Turner all went up to Blackpool for Children in Need, 1985. So there on the episode that was aired in November of that year, there's a very short clip of them arriving at the exhibition and inside the exhibition. And again, fans talk glowingly about that day and the chance that they had to meet them and get their autographs and stuff.
Okay, fine. I found the reason to buy the book. You got a picture of Nicola Bryant in costume. Okay. There you go.
I know.
Sold. Right there. There you got two. Two pictures.
You must have a copy of. Have you got a copy of Doctor Who: The Companions on your bookcase? You must have.
I do. Yes.
This is our homage to that.
Honestly, she should have had some management that would have I felt bad because I think if she knew, well, was she? I don't know. She must know about it, but I don't know. That just seemed a bit. Oh, okay. Even more reason. Fine. Okay. I need 2 editions. Well, one for my bookshelf, one for the bathroom, obviously.
So this is the end now. We're coming into the Dalek section. In there, we talk about.
I love this though. Look at it. Oh, so cool.
Yeah, we like to capture what it looked like during its period that it was open. There's Alex.
Right.
This is Alex talking about. Alex is a massive Dalek fan, so Alex has written the majority of this, and we've also got a really nice contribution from Gav and John, who run the Dalek website, and they've given us some of their words and pictures.
I love this cutaway.
Amazing, isn't it? One of Alex's favorites too.
Yeah. I never see anymore.
It's lovely, that is, isn't it? The thing on the left is interesting. That's the Dalek brain that Tony Oxley built that was in the exhibition for years. Nothing to do with the program, nothing to do with Terry Nation. He just built this thing. People love it, but some people hate it. But it was an oddity of itself.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is where we're just kind of trying to track down what happened with over the years. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
so
you've got
cool.
another one of Stuart's.
Right.
Just look at that. And yet, to see this in real life is just amazing. The quality of the artwork.
Well, no, yeah. The thing I love about it is these things are just lost in time. You know, you just you don't, you know, you see, and it just triggers those memories, those childhood memories, right? And it just, oh man, because these things that you forgot that you knew. No, it's a lovely exhibition, though. By the way, I have to tell you, I love seeing the freaking Mavellans in what was that first episode of season 10. They look as good today. They can, they look fantastic. Yeah.
They redid the whole set to reflect that story.
Which set?
So that was the first for Destiny of the Daleks. And then obviously you have things like Davros, and the two masks were on display over time. And then this is really interesting now. So we've tracked down Peter Trott, and Peter owns one of the original Longleat Daleks, which he's still got in his kitchen. Yeah, he calls it Tony after Tony Oxley, who designed and made it. He bought it at Bonham's. There it is. It's been on TV. It's been on This Morning. And so that was really nice to track where that's ended up. Which brings us on to the next section, which was about trying to track down where some of the props are today, really. Because as you know that some of the things went to the Experience in Cardiff. Yeah. And then after that, they went into private collections, pretty much, the majority of them.
Did you go to any of the modern exhibitions?
I went to the very first exhibition in Cardiff at the Red Dragon Centre, very small affair.
I went to that one. Yeah, I went to that one.
Yeah. Who came back
for ages on the train. We were in London for like a few days, right?
Right.
And then we went on the train there. I was kind of embarrassed when we got there. It was like this tiny thing. I was like, oh. But then I went back a couple of years later to that big one in London, and then I went back a year later when they had the show that the interactive thing.
Yeah. Well, we talked. Mike Tucker was at the model unit, was responsible for a lot of the restoration of the classic pieces. And again, we've got an interview with Mike in the book, and he talks about restoring some of the props. This is probably my favourite section now you're on, because this is all about the shop. You know, the exhibition shop, and I know there was a little shop at Longleat too, but for me,
I love that little shop, by the way. Me and David Tennant's doctor, right? I love the little shop. Sorry, you'll say.
I was going to say, Super John's just asking a question there.
Yeah. But yeah, before I get somebody, Blue Planet is asking, is this book available? Yes. I'm sorry, I should have put the link in the. I will edit the video notes and put the link in. Look on Twitter for Blackpool Remembered. Right? It's download it now. It's lovely. It's so lovely. So Super John asked, I have a question. Do you think somebody will have an exhibition like this once again in Blackpool? Well, you have asked me a few years ago. We were like, it's inevitable. I can't believe it hasn't happened yet.
Well, David Boyle, who ran Blank, he opened a second Who Museum from 2004 to 2009. But of course, at that point, that's when a lot of the classic pieces went into private collections. So I guess the problem would be trying to get those things to put on display. What I have said is it would be lovely to do an exhibition about the exhibition. You know, use the same basement. But actually,
wouldn't that be lovely? Yeah.
That's what, in the lottery, that's what we're doing.
Oh boy, problem being put the link in the chat to download the book. Thank you very much, problem being. But yeah, listen, I mean, I don't. I mean, Blackpool. I don't see there being another. I don't see there being enough interest in Doctor Who now for many years. For many years, you know, it's like I don't see it becoming. I don't see it igniting the public's interest, and I don't think it's likely to happen for many years. Many, like I doubt it's going to go past the next season. Will it? Who knows? Will it make it to the 60th? I don't know. I really don't know. Just the way it's going right now, it's in like free fall. You know, what's your thoughts on the character? I mean, like, if you'd rather not say publicly or get into it, that's a smart.
Well, no,
that's a smart thing.
It was interesting for me because when it came back in 2005, I was a dad. You know, I got 2 children at that point, so I wanted to sit with them on a Saturday night.
Oh, wonderful! I love doing that.
You know what I mean? I create the same tradition I had with my family. So that was a wonderful opportunity, and certainly, you know, for many years we did that as a family. Children grown up now, and I personally, I've lost a little bit of interest in the series, I guess, after Peter Capaldi, or maybe watching it regularly. But that's why, you know, for me, going back to the book, I watched a lot of the.
Don't watch it regularly. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my god, it's so bad. If you
I deliberately went back
to for you.
Yeah. I get that impression from people, but you know, I went back and watched lots of the classic stories when I was putting the book together, because it made sense to, when I was looking at certain items and certain props that we had photographs on. It was good to go and revisit what they look like on screen. So I have watched quite a bit of Tom Baker in particular.
What's this illustration from?
Okay, so this is one of Alex's again. This is Alex recreating what the console was like. So he's done a sort of side
that's very
elevation from above, and that's the actual thing itself there. This is a little piece that we did, just a few pages on the console room itself.
Yeah,
we felt like we covered the console room quite a bit through the years. But here's the shop. Now, this lady here is the one that we're still trying to track down. This is Alison Cross. Alison worked in the shop in the 70s. I absolutely remember her. She was the loveliest person you could wish to meet. And we've been unable to track her down. The last time we heard anything about her was 2017. She put a comment on a website, Jeremy Spencer's website, and she just put on there, it was great to see a photograph of herself. She loved the days working at the exhibition. So, Alison, if you're out there, we want you for the revised edition. You are our one missing piece of the jigsaw.
Oh, I hope you find her. I hope you find her. It was so nice.
So there's a couple of pictures of Alison. There she is. There we go. So the next few pages these are about my own sort of the things that
this is wonderful. I had this.
Yeah, we got the lecture set there, the press out book.
Right.
That's the blueprint mail away theatre thing.
See, you got to think.
That's me with my grandparents. Christmas Day, 77. You can just see the TARDIS.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's what I really love about
Dennis Fisher TARDIS.
There you go.
Again, what the display cases look like, the kind of variety of things that you could buy there. The jigsaws were a popular range. Postcards over the years, they've produced loads of different postcards, and they were really cheap. I've done just a little bit on the Target books because there's so much out there on the Target books. You know,
right?
It seemed a bit silly.
There's a very good book about it from was it Mickwick Press, I think they're called.
Yeah, fantastic. There's that TARDIS.
Yeah, this thing never worked. Don't believe the ad. It doesn't work.
Don't buy one. The records and tapes, I mean, again, they are things that people have still got, things that they remember buying at the exhibition, the T-shirts, the range of T-shirts that you could get. I think the shop in particular has hit quite a few hearts and minds.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Because you spent hours poring over all these things, all these treasures. All these commodities. Well, what Dalek was that?
Look at that seven star.
Seven.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, okay, fine. I love sevens.
Amazing.
I had a seventh Ice Warrior and a seventh Cyberman. Sevens is a name. Stuart Evans is the name of the company.
Yeah.
I wished I wish you could get like 3D printed things of his kits again.
Amazing. So this is the final bit. Alex just writing about his own memories of memorabilia. It's quite, it's interesting because we do bookend the exhibition. So the first time I went was 75. The first time he went was 85. So between us, we felt like we got the range of the years and the whole experience. That's Alex with his little dapples.
Right. He must have been a real fan. Exit to the cafeteria. You've just recreated everything perfectly.
So this is the final bit. This is us catching up with people now and just asking them what the exhibition meant to them and getting them to share quite, in lots of cases, quite touching stories and memories that people have. And the fact that, it's linked to family things that went on. This is Stephen. The artist Stephen. Amazing pictures that he did in his Doctor Who project. Again, you've got just individual stories that people sent in. That was about David Tennant switching the lights on, doing a Tom Baker.
That was nice. It was that popular again. I really enjoyed that.
That's how it looks now with the shoe shop. So going back to the Taylor, as it's called, that takes up the space.
But again, it's just the love. It's just there's so much love here. And it's I really do hope you're able to do a print edition because if like 10 years from now, 50 years from now, somebody finds a copy, right? And and they don't know anything about it, they'll go like, "Well, geez, these people must really love this thing," And that's really what that's what really comes out of it. It's not. It's like a time. It's like a time corridor to a golden time in all our lives. Look at this. I love this.
That's Dr. John Field. He was the guy who used to dress up as Tom in the 70s. Later on, he used to dress up as Colin. This is Ian Taylor, part of the same team. They used to dress up together. This is my friend Paul, who's been in my life since we were both 5. Big Doctor Who fan.
Which one was this one?
So this is Paul's put a piece in about when he went back to Cardiff and he saw some of those original things that he'd seen in Blackpool as a young boy.
Right.
And then this is where we catch up with some of the props, so you can see as you go through the next few pages. Some that have been restored, some that have been sold.
Oh my gosh! It's worth it. It's worth.
Yeah, and apparently,
when you get to find out what happened to that, yes. Oh man, I want to read that.
Well, Alpha was in the final years of Blackpool. Alpha's eye was broken, so it's since been restored. We don't. The Alpha Centauri's eye.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was bust, so they had to do something about that. The android was really sad because the android went to Longley, and then Longley had a fire in '96, I think it was.
Right.
So that got pretty badly destroyed.
Yeah, there's also got cooked in it as well. Is that a plasmatron? I don't know if that got cooked. Doesn't really matter. See, these things, I can't remember the track, that they look great unless they move. They must have, on paper, they look great and everything looked great unless they moved.
And some of it, so these two in particular, they were animated in the exhibition. So you've got all the
I remember that. One had this thing.
That's right, yeah.
Wow,
so we've just gone through there. We've gone through 70s to 80s. We've done it in order. It's all chronological, catching up with where those things are now.
Oh, okay. So this was a very problematic part of my childhood. There's an attack of it. I forgot you had Faith Brown and Sarah Green and Nicola Bryant, like all coming to gliding together in my 13-year-old brain. And wow, yeah, I tell you, it might have been cold on Tellus, not for me, baby.
This is the interview with Mike. So this is Mike restoring some of the props for display in Cardiff with this guy, his guys down at the Modern Unit.
Restored nicely.
Mike Tucker. Yeah, amazing.
Very cool.
And then the very final piece in the book.
I know. I was going to say, I love this. This is the best bit of it. I like it so good.
It's all come full circle. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
Now
Neil's got his little.
I'm sorry, I
museum.
talked over you. Explain what this is to the audience.
So he's got his own science fiction museum, which he absolutely traces this back to being, I say about 5. He went to the exhibition in Blackpool once and once only, and I think he was 5 years old in 1975, and he just always wanted to recreate it and build his own / exhibition museum in a basement, and that's what he's done.
That's what he's done, and it's crazy. And he got in trouble with the planning. Dalek or something.
He had a Dalek on the pavement, and the council weren't very happy. But he's currently he's got some new items that he's putting in, so he's reopening quite soon. And so if anybody's not,
I remember
not
that. What this thing, the thing I can't pronounce, and they repurposed it. I think it was green, and they painted it orange in Trial of the Time Lord for like one scene.
Yeah, and he's got the Garm, which is the story that he tells in the book. So it's about the restoration of the Garm and how shoddy it was. The condition it was in when he got it was just awful, and he has absolutely restored it amazingly. Here we go. So you can see the varies how it was when it was on display in Blackpool and Longley, what it looks like now in his basement, and then we just finished with some words from Alex. Alex has written a really lovely piece about looking back and about the staircase and what it looks like.
Because you see that's his little, in his mind's eye, his little 5-year-old view, and it's still there. Beautiful. This is just beautiful. I mean, I'm sorry, even if you're not a Doctor Who fan, even if it's just like just again the sheer love pouring out of this of like a wonderful childhood memories. It's lovely. I can't think of anything nicer.
Well, it was a labour of love, and it's been in my head for many, many years. And this current situation that we're facing globally gave me some time to actually pull it all together. And meeting Alex, because I didn't know Alex, we only sort of contacted earlier this year. And when he said, "Can I help you? Can I provide some free illustrations?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." And it's become a really great friendship. And we have this bond now. We're looking forward to doing more things together in the future.
Great. As I said, well, the Vault people, they're doing comic books now. And yeah, listen, I wish them all success. Actually, I really should get in contact to get them on the channel. So yeah, listen, that's very cool. Listen, I was going to look at a article from Screenrant, saying I think they had done different articles saying how things couldn't happen today in Doctor Who, and now they're up to Donna Noble. Here, one second, let me see if I can pull this up so you can see.
Okay.
And again, what normally happens on my channel is I look at articles that I think are a little bit silly, and I make fun of them and we laugh. That's the kind of like there you go. 10 things about Donna that would never fly today. I was going to do this one, but I'll say that I might do that on a video tomorrow. 10 things about Donna that would never fly today. Well, she's a good 3-dimensional character. So listen, my wit could be a bit scathing sometimes. If you want to duck out, you're welcome. If you want to stay in, just stay in. You're also fine. You're welcome either way. I'm happy to have you. No offense if you want to save your reputation.
I am going to go and grab some food if that's okay.
Okay, no problem.
So much for the
listen, it's in the chat. The link is in the chat. It's fan-freaking-tastic. Problem being, he says over here, it's a love letter to Doctor Who, and it really is absolutely lovely. We love it. Please go ahead and download it. I do hope you're able to put together a print edition and an expanded print edition, because just what a wonderful book. Thank you for putting your time into it.
Pleasure. You take care. Thanks so much.
All right. There we go. I figure, best not incriminate the poor man. You know, he doesn't want to. Say, "Oh, you're associated with that podcast." It's been a while since Donna Noble appeared on Doctor Who. There are some things that could be changed about her to make her crap. Yes, obviously. After she had appeared for the after she appeared for the first time ever. Okay, I don't understand what he's. Oh, just get to the. I can't be bothered. She didn't join the Doctor at midnight. Okay. The midnight episode was the most intense ones for the entire show. That's a fair comment. I like midnight now. Now I want to go and watch it. Not only it took place in a small space, but it also showed a group of strangers who were in grave danger to work together or against each other, as the case may be, except there was no real trust between them. Well, that was the point of the bloody story. The overall tone of the episode was very dark. It could have been even more interesting had Donna joined. No, you blithering idiot. No. The Doctor was on his own. That's what made the episode so good. The Doctor was on his own, right? That's how his voice, him and whatever his name, the woman, like that could not happen with Donna being there with him. That's really dumb. Considering how excited she was about traveling with him. But she was happy to be in the spa as well. This is dumb. I don't even think it's worth our time. Leslie Sharp, thank you. Okay, look, let me know in the chat if you want me to keep reading it. But actually, no, don't let me know. I don't want to bloody read it. It's stupid. Fine. Is there anything else going on in the news? I think that's basically it, isn't it? Let's do it. We can do a quick preview of Big Finish this month. Okay, how about that? We'll go Big Finish. And I share the screen. There you go. So, was Canon coming out this month? That's awesome. Man, what's new? Fine, they got a preview for the new adventure of Bernie Summerfield. We'll get to them. We get to Bernie Summerfield. I released a video today going over the first 4 seasons of Bernie Summerfield, giving you recommendations and so on, because there's a really good sale. You get stories for like $2.99 each, and there's a lot that's really good there. I was saying before, if you have like smaller demographics make shows for themselves. Again, you have black people make shows for themselves. You get Tyler Perry movies, you get Desmond's, you get drama as well. Obviously, I don't think you get noughts and crosses, right? I don't think I couldn't get through it. That's too stupid. I think that's what you get when you get Piers Wenger, the upper class twits making TV. And they're making it just on themselves. So Bernie Summerfield is an example of a really good drama that a female-led, female-centric drama series, right? And it really works. So they got the first 4 seasons on sale. Check out my video. I go through it. It's something that I would recommend you take advantage of. We'll talk about the new events Bernie Summerfield next. When we get to it. So you have Time War 4. Now I forgot in the last part here. We'll zoom into it. So I forgot in the last box set, which I really got to try and re-listen to. I just say this box set I got kind of miffed with, right? Because as you see, the Valeyard's in it, right? And he's not really. He's in it for like one episode. It should have been the 8th Doctor versus the Valeyard, right? And it really, so I don't really remember it well. I just remember being a little bit miffed with it. But apparently, when it ended, the Time War was over, and there's only like one Dalek left, right? Which they tell you in all the previews. So this story is essentially resurrection of the Daleks. There's 4 stories in it. Palindrome. In an alternative universe, Davros lives in peace until Doctor and Bliss arrive, and the Daleks emerge in a new reality. Dreamshade by Lisa Macklin. She's a pretty good writer. She's done a bunch of stuff. The Time Lords including the General and the 12. The 12's back. Yeah, 12 is a really good villain. Friend, ally, played by Julia McKenzie, and she's good at it as well. Adjust to life after the Time War until the Doctor and Bliss return with a warning. I want to say with a dire warning. The Dalek time strategist restores the Dalek armies to the universe, but wants to dispense with Davros. So this sounds like a pretty good set. I am looking forward to this one. How do I get back? So I go over here. There we go. Callan is freaking awesome. So this is their second set. I really recommend the first one. I think they got one episode for free. That you can. You know what, if I click on Callan, let me think. I go to Callan. I think there's one free episode. File on a Deadly Deadshot. So Callan is like the furthest from James Bond as you can imagine. Callan is a very, very low rent assassin for a very seedy government organization called the Section. He's got his sidekick called Lonely, who's a bit of who's a thief, but he's called Lonely because he doesn't like to bathe, and he's he doesn't like to blaze, so he's a little bit smelly. That's why he was in prison. That's Philip Becken at DSB has the link to the PDF of Screenrant's 10 things that Rose wouldn't fly today. I want to go take it now. If you want the, yes, I do want the link. Yes, I do. Thank you very much. If you can't get the attention on the live stream, amazing. It's amazing what he did. Try emailing him. Yeah, please send it to me. I really, really want to see it. I'm really glad I got your attention. Probably I don't know how you did it, probably, but you did get my attention. My wife said that's nice. Fine. So Callan is like go and find it on YouTube, right? It's some of the best spy stuff I've ever seen. It's all like this really dirty spying business that Edward Woodward played him. So it was so popular. They used to write the writer of it. It was basically the same writer, James Mitchell, I think. Was a primary writer for all of them. He used to write these short stories for the Sunday Telegraph, I think, or Sunday Express, maybe, and they're really good. So what they've done, they dramatized them. This is the second set. The first set was freaking awesome. I really, really recommend this. So something else I'm looking forward to this month is her own bootstraps, because it's a short trip. Now, I was excited about this because this was before Christopher Eccleston was announced. But this has Jake Dubman doing his Eccleston, which is actually, let's listen. You know what? Let's listen to trailers. I forgot we could do that. If there was a trailer, I've heard the trailer for this. Where is it? Where? There was definitely a trailer for this at some point. I've heard the trailer, but. No, okay, it vanished. That's really weird. That is really weird. Let's see, is there a trailer for Callan? Maybe I'm looking in the wrong pace. If anybody sees a trailer, let me know. If I'm, where did it go? This used to have trailers. Okay, we'll try it. Maybe after you bought it, it says forget it. You're not getting. Okay, there. The trailer goes there. So we listened to the trailer for this the other day. I don't really know trailer for this. Blimey. And there used to be a trailer for this. No, freaking vanished. I'm not looking through Twitter for it. Okay, so then there's the monthly release, Flying Dutchman and Displaced. Good TARDIS team. Don't really know much about this. Who wrote this? Gemma Arrowsmith and Catherine Armitage. So that's never good news, right? Because if I have a female author I don't know with no credits at all, I'm thinking diversity hire. Well, at least you've done a few. Or this was not a good set at all. Which one did you do on this set? This was the Treason Plot. That was the best story on the set, I think. One of the best stories. So okay, so I'm enthused about this. Let's listen to the trailer.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Flying Dutchman, and Displaced.
The Flying Dutchman is a glowing, ghostly ship, one that can never make port and is doomed to sail the seas forever. Why did he sound like Ghost? What's happening?
Readying the artillery, sir.
Good.
Let's hit them with everything we've got.
Let them go, or you don't want to know where I'll put this sword. Nor mine.
Bring her around. The wind's too strong. We're gonna lose her.
You really are a landlubber, aren't you?
I'm a big fan of dry land. That's what you mean.
They're evil spirits, Captain. Throw them overboard. That's too good for them. Cut their throats.
So steady on, fellas.
She don't hurting me. Watch the yard arm. Ace, what did you do?
I didn't touch anything.
I just think, what's the yard arm? Is the sun over it? Let's still keep drinking. Also, Philip Oliver. Yeah, I'm still listening to the second set of the Star Cops, so the season 4, set 4 of it. Which I want to finish it so I can do a review. He's just exactly the same in everything.
No slugs, no lava. So far, so good.
I mean, I don't particularly mind him. I don't mind him, but he's just I heard zero range from him.
Earth 2020, I would say.
I thought all the doors were stuck.
Clearly, Harry can unstick them.
But a 2020 Harry can't move doors.
My brain knows ghosts aren't real, but my gut tells me this place is haunted.
Oh, another spooky dooky one.
We love stories.
Another spooky wooky one. They've been doing like Sapphire and Steely ones of late. I just get the feeling they're bored of it. So this I'm looking forward to as well. We have a trailer. Okay, yeah. So this is an alternate Doctor played by David Warner, who has Bernie Summerfield as a psychic. He's now in our universe. A very, very good cover design. I love all the cogs in it. It's very reminiscent of Capaldi. Who did that cover design? Tom Webster. Tom Webster is the man. He knows what he's doing. Fine. So let's just play the trailer.
Professor Bernie Summerfield, and this is the Doctor.
I'm afraid that's confidential, you understand.
So,
Big finish.
So David Warner's Doctor, all you really need to know about him is he's the Doctor he's one of the Doctors that Troughton could have regenerated into, and he's playing it kind of like a hangover Hartnell, right? So that's kind of like his Doctor. Not bad. Let's go back.
Productions. The New Adventures of Bernie Summerfield, Volume 6.
You're being handed by the Time Lords, the most powerful race in creation, and this is really how you're planning on eluding them?
Absolutely. Look around. This is a drab planet at the dull end of a dim galaxy. They're not going to look for us here. We're just two ordinary people. We can do all.
Right.
I'm stuck in an airlock with a countdown.
So yeah. The interesting thing about this is he's a much older Doctor. He's a very like Hartnell-esque aged Doctor, and she's a much older companion. I mean, she's like in her 50s now. I think both Bernice and Lisa Bauman. And so you get this like it's a very different vibe because normally you get at least one of them being kind of young, but here it's a much older TARDIS.
Doctor, tell me I'm right.
You're right. And you're wrong.
And the other thing you really need to know about this thing is you're not sure who's the principal, who's the companion. It's kind of like Bernie Summerfield is the main person in the set, and I think the Doctor's kind of like his kind of like her companion. But it's weird because he's still got the TARDIS and he's still flying it around.
You just had to, didn't you? The Doctor's crime is existing. Correct. And you want me to prove he doesn't? What's it?
You really are going to be a delightful opponent, Professor Summerfield. I speak at the end.
I like a bit of... Oh, man, I didn't mean to do that. I do like a bit of Narvin action. Narvin is a pretty darn good character. Did I press the right thing or to lose again? Well, what? Listen to the trailer, yeah. There you go.
Professor Bernie Summerfield, and
We were back
You
here.
really are going to be a delightful opponent, Professor Summerfield. I speak at the end of the universe.
this is bad, isn't it?
Very. Something's very wrong on Gallifrey.
Okay, that sounds a little bit, I don't know, porn parody-ish to me.
Big Finish. We love stories.
Yes, you do. So this is actually a pretty darn good series. Let's do a quick review of this series. We'll start from sort by. We'll do the oldest first. So the first two was with Sylvester McCoy. It's very much the new adventures of Sylvester McCoy. First one was a weird one with Daleks, but it was like it was a weird kind of disjointed discontinuity to it. Which you either like or you don't. I mean, it was a very Marmite episode. Second one was with Sutek. It was okay. It was a bit forgettable though. But over here, by the third one, that's when she met the Unbound Doctor and also the Unbound Master, who was played by Mark Gatiss. It's a pretty darn good master. Let's have a see if I can look at the story, see if I remember what happens. In a dying reality, so they're in this alternate reality, and the energy is like going out of it, right? So they're in like this last. This is like the last place people can exist, and they're both like desperate to escape. I can't remember how Bernice gets there, but she's the key to getting them out, as I recall. So this was number 4 is the next one. So they're still trapped at the and things are taking a turn for the worse. The Doctor has become president of the universe. Right? Yeah, it was actually quite funny because the universe is dying. They made the Doctor the president of the universe so he can work out what to say. And it's pretty good. Again, Mark Gatiss, good as a master, but it's still a strangely geriatric Doctor Who. You know, it was very strange. Buried memories. They get out and they're. Burning Summerfield back and forth new adventures with a Time Lord that you could bring home to meet your universe. So this is when first time he comes in to our universe. But first, the Pride of the Lamp here, and Burning Summerfield finds the last relic of a lost civilization, one that the Doctor is worried may never exist. That's actually quite a good story. The people of the clear history, Kivatis G, have retreated to an idyllic recreation of the home world. They are refusing to believe that now breaking down. Okay, so fine. They're in some virtual reality. I don't remember that one at all. Dead and Breakfast. Bernice and the Doctor are trapped on a planet where people who usually have a habit of, where people who are unusual have a habit of dying. They're in trouble. And final one is borrowed. Centuries ago, the Byrrathians are wiped out, apart from one underground train, which is still traveling on channels of this long dead world with passions of all. Do not remember. I remember the first story. That's it, which doesn't speak particularly well of it. And so now, this is the latest one. We're dealing with Gallifrey and stuff. So there you go. Fine, I'm going to have a final look at the chat, see what's going on. See if anybody atted me or outed me. Yay, feminism. I don't know what problem being saying, but okay. Come back on Thursday for feminism because Eva's going to be here. I can't wait to hear what's going on. And again, I'll say I quite like her right now. Anybody else trying to talk to me? Fine. I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, fine. Sorry. I highlighted Daniel's comment so I wouldn't forget about it. But because I highlighted it, I forgot about it. Fine. Shadow of the Daleks 1 and 2 could have potential. Yeah, I think it is. I am excited about it. Novel book finishing is. That's Third Doctor. I do hear you. You know, it's they. I would say go for their older stuff, and it's because it's much cheaper if you want to fix the Doctor Who. Because a lot, if you want real feeling Doctor Who, Doctor, this is the only place you're really going to get it. Fine, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your evening, rest of your day. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm like 20, 30 people away from 1,600. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell your families. You know, why not? Why not? Hi, Mum, I want you to subscribe to this rabbi on YouTube. Why? Don't ask. Don't ask. But don't listen to me either. He's a bit naughty, and don't ask him about the boobies, because he will get into a thing about boobies, because that's sadly what he's apt to do. Okay, everybody, have a good evening. I'm pressing the end broadcast button. Am I sure?